Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of our Salem by Night Chronicle. I am the Ravenous Archon. I will be your storyteller this evening. Last we left off with our Anarchs. We opened up with Andreas Barker waking up to a Weaver spirit on his chest that vomited a postcard with a message to meet up somewhere. We got to see Erickson and Sam arriving at Johann's mansion on the edge of town, which is opulence at its best. He has a tower for reading that oversees the majority of West Salem. We got to meet his ghoul, Annabelle, and see some of her abilities, not just physical, but mental, because she does have some art in the basement. We jump back to Andreas, where he saw that they had surveillance photos of his sire. They assumed that he was part of Tucker White's pack because they were all wearing the Free Souls cuts and had been very loudly proclaiming they were part of Andreas's crew in particular. With the other two boys, we got to see Johann kind of go into his detective mode, and he pulled the stake free and nothing happened with the body, which turned out to be just a regular run-of-the-mill mortal, just with something else in the periphery. But after doing some research, he also gave them a list of a few names of people that had gone missing within the last 6 months. With Andreas, we get to see the Lupine give him the address to where one of the pack members had been traced to, and he did not waste any time in breaking down the door and then killing Andrew Bates, who was his doppelganger. Bad doppelganger, I would say. And before leaving the house and hearing some chairs scraping in the basement, he went down there and saw that they're experimenting on people trying to make a war ghoul. It is not going well, but they are experimenting. With the other boys, we got to see their conversation about war ghouls and how, because Tucker White is a Semitsi, the missing people might be the first step in trying to create a war ghoul, especially after hearing about a shovel party that happened. But we left off with Andreas setting fire to the house, burning up any proof of a war ghoul, and the boys bedding down on cots in the basement next to the torture chamber that Johann had. And we're going to pick up with everybody the next evening. The sun has set. Johann has come down, greeted you. Annabelle is there as well. And he stands there looking like he's wearing a dark blue suit. And you can see that in the shadows, it would probably look closer to black than anything, but with the lights, there's these different shades of blue that stand out to you, especially as he moves. But he looks pleased with himself. You have slept well, I hope.
Perfectly. Thank you, Johann.
Yes, of course.
I mean, as good as you can sleep next to that. Yes.
Oh, and he motions to the artwork. As the art can be very soothing to the soul.
Yes, that artwork.
But he does hand you a index card. I had Annabelle and my associates reach out to the Baron. She is interested in getting your side of the story later tonight.
Okay. Thank you.
I wish you well.
Thank you again for your hospitality.
And you see Annabelle go around the corner, and she comes back. She's putting on a backpack, and she's clipping it. And you see her pull out this rod. It's a flamethrower. Now, if you do not mind, we are going to dispose of the body.
Please enjoy yourselves.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, I'm just like, yeah, that's much easier to light a fire.
She lights the wand at the end, and you see that little kind of teardrop of fire, and he takes a step back, but there's this joy in his face. His eyes are just like little boy on Christmas.
All right, I'm getting the hell out of there. This is that's enough. That's enough.
That's enough.
I'm glad I'm not there. I might be in love.
Yeah, right?
That's enough. I know what's gonna happen. Cool. I understand the excitement over fire, but I'm not gonna be there when this is happening. So I gotta get the fuck out of there.
Okay. Yeah, and you'll see that Sam's driver is standing out by the car. There's another servant there with like a tray, and as he sees you, the driver kind of finishes his cup of coffee, puts it on the tray, he thanks the other servant who nods, and then walks back into the mansion itself. But the driver comes over and opens the back door for the both of you.
Thank you, Lucas.
Of course. Where
Glad
to?
you're here, Lucas.
I don't know how to take that, Mr. Wood.
Actually, mind if I use your phone again, Miller?
No, go ahead.
Go ahead and use the car phone. And
Yeah.
use it a second time. $200 bill.
All right.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and call Shepard. That's
Yep. He picks up. Yeah, what can I do for you?
Shepard. It's Eric.
Oh,
It's Erickson.
Mr. Wood.
Yes. Have you heard from Andreas yet?
No, I haven't. He's a deep sleeper though, so if he found a place to sleep, he wouldn't be up and about for at least another half hour, 45 minutes minimum.
I cup the phone and I'm like, what do we want? Where do you want to go then? We can just have Andreas meet us there.
Oh yeah. I mean, we'll need to. What time do we need to meet the Baron?
Midnight.
Okay, so I'm assuming it's probably what 9
8
right now. 8 or 9?
It's about 8:20.
Okay.
Yeah, 9's about when I wake up.
No, we should then have him meet us. Have him meet us at the apartment.
All right.
And
if he calls, I'll let him know.
Yep. Thank you very much.
Yeah, of course.
Hang up the phone.
Yep.
I'm not gonna say bye. Just hang up the phone.
He's used to it.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, we gotta talk this out before we go into before we talk to the Baron. I will say from past experience, I would probably be the worst person to talk to the Baron.
Okay.
So, I would like, we should talk this out. We should talk this over.
My confidence is overflowing at the moment.
Yeah. But you'll drive to the apartment, and as you're pulling up, you'll see that Virginia is actually pulling the keys out of her purse to go into the apartment.
Uh-huh.
She's got a messenger bag over one shoulder.
There's a messenger bag over one shoulder.
Mhm.
Oh, no, I don't even say. I would just follow up. follow right behind her, and when I get close enough, I'll just.
Well, she's about to close the door as you come up behind her. She's like, "Oh, Mr. Wood, were you not here?"
Long story. I'll fill you in on it later, but I'm glad you're here. How's everything going since the last we met?
I mean, good. It's only been a couple days. And she rushes over to the table. She puts the messenger bag down, and she pulls out a file folder. I met with Mickey. He gave me this to pass on to you.
Okay. And anything written on the file folder itself before I open it?
No.
Just
Blank.
open it, just to skim the first, like anything that comes to mind quickly when I read, like when I skim it over.
It is a copy, what looks like a photocopy of the pages of the ledger. And then it's just a detail of who those addresses belong to.
I'll close it because I'm not gonna just start sifting, going through every single name at this very moment.
Mickey was kind of I don't want to say he was upset, but I know he was perturbed that you had a lawyer reach out to him. He wasn't prepared for that kind of. He thought he was in trouble again.
Yeah, that it's just happenstance that my and I look back at Sam. I'm like, our coterie our group has gotten bigger and changed since the last we've actually spoke. So, sorry for the inconvenience on that, Mickey. But I appreciate your professionalism, still bringing me the information that I asked.
Yeah. I mean, he woke me up pretty late, but I managed to get over there. And has Sam been introduced to Virginia?
I was about to ask if you're going to introduce me.
Yeah.
Oh, forgive me. Virginia, this is Sam Miller.
Mm-hmm.
Sam Miller, this is Virginia.
She extends her hand out.
I walk up, make eye contact, shake her hand.
You see that she's been trained to not look directly into your eyes. She's looking at your chin.
Excellent.
Yeah. So, Virginia, besides this, I'm trying to think if there was anything else that I asked prior to this. 1 second. Because there was other information that Mickey was supposed to get me that I didn't, that we haven't gotten to, but I don't know if it's important. Like, I don't know if that information, if he's still working on it or not.
She kind of looks at the folder she gave you. She's like, I don't know anything about that. I know that he was pretty stoked about what he did find as far as this is concerned. He says that it's a big find.
Okay, well then
That's what he said.
Well, I'll go ahead and I'll look into it. Virginia, besides this, how's the club going?
Oh, yeah, it's all right. Mr. Thompson has been kind of laying low for a bit. I don't know what happened, but he's not as out in the open as he was a couple days ago.
Did you happen to hear anything while this has been going on?
No. I think that somebody new came into the city. But I don't know. I don't know what his connection is.
You happen to say a name or anything like that, or a description?
No, just some German dude.
Okay. And what about that drink that you said that you found
Oh,
the last time you were?
the cupcakes.
The cupcakes. Forgive me.
Yeah, no, he hasn't gotten any more of them. I know that he asked Mr. Keller to try to figure out what was happening.
He was asking Mr. Keller about them.
Yeah. But I haven't heard back if there's been any success on that front.
That's the
Has
Tremere
Mr. Keller?
part.
Well, has Mr. Keller always been the one to provide these cupcakes?
Oh no. No, it's been Marcus, Mr. Bradley.
I imagine he wasn't too happy when in talking about trying to find them with Mr. Keller.
I don't think Mr. Bradley knows.
Good. That's good. Can you refresh my memory on Grant Reynolds' ghoul's name?
I do not have that on hand.
That's okay. Just I know that she runs into her every so often.
Yeah.
And just checking to see if she happened.
If you're asking her, she's like, I haven't seen her in a while, actually.
Really? When was the last time you saw her?
I want to say almost a month ago now. 2 weeks at least.
Oh, and what about your friend, the doctor? I know that you brought her up. I know that you brought her up a few days ago and wanted to see if you heard anything about, anything from her.
No. She's been pretty busy recently. And you see that she does go over and while you're talking, and she does turn on the television, but she mutes it.
Well, I don't mean to. Apologies for the interrogation. I know that you're used to it. But,
just want to keep an eye out to see if anything comes up that's newsworthy.
well, was the last thing you showed me on the news, was that the most recent? Because that was 2 days ago. That it was a couple days. Yeah, 2 days ago.
It was a couple days. It was almost a week ago.
It was almost a week ago.
I mean, there was the attack on the Nocturne. Or not the Nocturne, but like outside the Nocturne. There was a protest about the nightclub, and people got attacked.
Protest about the nightclub.
Yeah. Hey, you didn't hear about it?
Please enlighten me.
Yeah, there was a religious group that was protesting the nightclub and what it stood for, and apparently they got attacked. It was all over the news. It was your Mr. Barker's group. They were in some kind of altercation with the other motorcycle club.
Keep stockpiling reasons to put these assholes on the ground.
Just giving you a heads up, Trix. When you hear this in the future about issues like this with the free souls, just know that It's not all that it seems. It's actually something that I'm going to be dealing with fairly soon.
Okay.
Just make sure that you're not in Kaiser for the time being until we speak again.
Oh yeah, no, I don't have anything to do up there.
Keep it that way.
My boyfriend lives in Highland.
Sorry, is Highland the one that's directly south of Kaiser?
Yeah, southeast.
Mm-hmm. How's that going? I'm just curious.
Good. We had our first. We decided to take our first trip together.
Okay, where was that?
Oh no, we're gonna take it. I want to say for October. We want to go up to Portland, and then up to Seattle, and then come back down.
Okay. Oh wait, October. We're now in the new year, right?
No, you're in July, man.
Oh, in July. Forgive me. So in October, July. Okay.
Yep.
So
Yeah, there's a big Halloween party that happens at this coffee shop in Portland called the Bean Venue,
the Bienvenue.
and then we're gonna go up to Seattle.
Like I even say it, the Bienvenue, in front of her. That's how you pronounce it.
Oh, are you sure? Because I saw the flyer. It said Bean Venue.
It's okay. Was this your idea or his idea?
He has family up in Seattle.
Okay. Just be careful. I've been in Portland and yeah, things happen. I will say, if you like the casino, don't go in.
I didn't even know there was a casino in Portland, to be honest.
Oh, not anymore. just I say it under my breath. I'm like, yeah, not anymore.
Andreas can walk in whenever he wants.
He's not coming in. He's like, fuck this. I'll just wait outside.
Yeah, she sits down in front of the television. Just kind of like, will pay attention to you, but she's will keep watching the television for any kind of information that pops up.
So I want to go ahead and just look in the file then. Now she sits down.
Okay.
Look over his shoulder.
Yeah. The every house on the list that you got in the ledger is owned by somebody different. They're all legitimate people. Where it starts to get weird is that all of them are workers in the same company with the same supervisor. And there's like underlines and circles and question marks on the notations.
Wait, let me make sure I got that right. So you're saying that the locations are owned by workers that have the same supervisor.
Correct. Mm-hmm. They all work at the same company and they all work for the same supervisor.
What's the name of the company?
The name of the company is King Distilleries and Brewing. Supervisor's name is Elias Kaiser.
Well,
Elias Kaiser.
Yep.
Save the crown's a dead giveaway, but we'll have to reserve judgment until we do some investigation.
Well, I would imagine that Mickey would have checked if King Distillery was a shell company.
It's not. It is an actual company that has bases in Seattle, in Portland, in Los Angeles, in San Diego. As far as the West Coast is concerned, they have one in Chicago, in New York, in Washington, D.C., in Raleigh.
Prevalent places, yes.
Yep. But they originated in Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
And the name of the supervisor is obviously not written.
Yeah, it's Elias Kaiser.
Oh, that just says Elias Kaiser.
Yep.
When does it show when King Distillery was established?
1857.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yeah. And it has some pictures of what it looked like before, where it was just an apple on a bench with a tilted crown on it. Excuse me. Then it became a bundle of grapes with the twisted crown on it, and now it is a royal kind of looking seat, a barrel, and then the tilted crown on it.
Mm.
The motif has always
Does it
been the
show-
tilted crown.
Mhm. The motif has always been the tilted crown.
Yep.
Okay.
Make an intelligence
the last
and
name's
awareness.
That last name is interesting.
Sam
Well-
has a. I guess. Let's see.
Well,
Is it
Erickson can make an intelligence and awareness roll.
Oh. That's 5 dice. 2 of them are
Yeah.
your die.
So 3 regular, 2 hunger.
All right, so 5 and a 7 on the hunger, 9, 6, and a 7. So
Okay, 4. You recognize the Elias Kaiser name because that was the Malkavian primogen that Sasha Vikos destroyed.
Like I literally, when it crosses my mind, when I literally I stop looking at it and I'm like, okay, well, we don't have to search for him because Elias is dead. Been dead for a while.
Nope.
And you saw it.
I'm sorry.
You saw it. Our kind has
Yeah, I
a
saw
habit
it.
of not being dead, based solely on rumors.
Oh, no, what I saw was death. Yes, what I saw. I mean, unless he's, you could be right.
But
This could just be an elaborate smoke and mirrors.
but also, doesn't it track that this used to be his territory, Kaiser? His domain.
It's his last name. Yeah, I would imagine so.
Because we traced it back, because that territory was prior to that was the previous Elkavian primogen, whose name I'm blanking on at the moment. Let me get my sheet. No, I don't have it.
It's a lot of writing.
The primogen for the Malkavians under Geraldine was Samuel Hunter.
Same one. And then Elias was more recent.
Yeah, Elias was elevated to primogen when Hyde took over.
And they haven't replaced him.
Yep, they
Otis
have.
King hasn't replaced him. They have? Okay.
Yep. Otis King has a Malkavian primogen.
Okay.
And this group is the two of them are familiar with her because it is Eleanor Lucille Fulton.
Awesome.
It's interesting that he didn't give that domain to her. Do I know if she has a domain in the city?
I mean, all the Malkavians have a domain.
Okay.
Which is North Lancaster.
Okay. Hmm.
Is that the most prevalent information? Well, that's the most prevalent information we find on the file, right?
I mean, that's the information in the file.
Yeah. So it's one of two things. Either this is a dead end and we have to find that, because albeit I was very confident that he's dead. Or this is yeah.
Someone who's just taken the name and is using whatever influence or resources he once had.
Yeah, and he covered his tracks pretty well, considering that he was able to have pretty much any daywalker own the property while he has control over them.
Mm-hmm.
Does it show the owner of King Distillery
It does not.
in the file? So they couldn't find that information. Is it a publicly traded company?
It is a publicly traded company.
Mm-hmm. So that means that there would be a CEO.
Correct. And a board.
Yeah. That info will probably be it. They probably had to get a business license, so that info probably might be at town hall, city hall.
Yeah, it's almost like you have somebody built for that kind of information gathering.
I don't even know who you're talking about.
Yeah. I'm just staring at Miller like
I'll have someone look into it. Don't worry.
Okay.
But
go ahead.
you'll see Virginia stand up. She's like, Mr. Wood is. I'm assuming that this is important, and she walks over to it and she raises the volume, and you'll see the news, a helicopter view of the news of a site. There is what looks to be a bonfire, but as the cameraman zooms in, it is not a pyramid of wood. It is a pyramid of motorcycles. And there's police keeping people at bay. You will see that it transfers over to somebody that's on the ground talking to a reporter who is talking to one of the witnesses, and they hold up their fingers like, yeah, Jen, I'm just getting now that the police have a sketch of one of the prime suspects, and they'll flash a crude drawing. If anybody sees this man, report to this phone number, and it is a crude drawing of Jimmy Trash Cans, but with sunglasses on.
Is he riding a unicorn? Because that would have been like
No,
put a
no,
little
no.
stick. No.
But there's only one person that
I
you
start
know,
laughing.
yeah, that has
I start laughing. That's
sleeveless,
the only thing.
sleeveless shirt, sleeveless trench coat, Bermuda shorts. He has sunglasses. That's his disguise.
Nobody found. No. How are you gonna know who that is? You know,
Nobody knows, bro.
that could be anybody. I start laughing. I just can't. I'm like, I can't hold it in. I start laughing. I'm like, well,
She'll lower the volume again.
Was that worth $4,000? Like I look over and say, I'm like,
Oh, yes, that is a message.
I
and he
think that
delivered.
exceeded. I think that exceeded the $4,000 that we paid this guy.
Yeah, after a certain point, he's just doing that for pleasure.
Yeah, but you will notice that everybody that they're interviewing is all dressed in the disciples' colors.
Right there.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But nobody, but we don't see, like in the Disciples colors, so we wouldn't see Tucker White
No,
in that crowd or anything like that.
no.
Wait, we wouldn't know it.
Well,
can-
I've seen what Tucker White looks like,
He
so
can change his face.
Yep.
that's true. Yeah, that's true. That is for true.
Yep.
I go ahead and I grab the phone. I'm calling Shepard.
I mean, he is 3 doors down. Dum.
I step outside.
Just don't bring any kryptonite with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, you can just go down. He's down the hall from you.
Well, actually, when I step outside, do I know? Because now I'm a little on. Now that these things are happening, I'm a little on edge because obviously, whenever there's a fire of any sort,
Yep.
it starts pointing in a direction that's close to me.
Yep.
So, I just want to check if there's any cars across the street, anything that would be out of what I normally would see.
There's a few cars that don't look like you've seen them there before. Like there's a Ford Bronco. There's like a muscle car. But you also know that people have visitors and things like that. So Sam will notice that it doesn't go back to the program immediately after Erickson walks away. It does go to another news clipping, and this is of a crew that is outside of a residential neighborhood where you'll see that the house has burnt down. And somebody will just, the ticker on the bottom will say, strange noises lead to house mysteriously burning in the middle of the night.
A lot of fire in Salem.
Yeah. Get used to it.
Before there- This is just a primitive form of GPS, so you guys can find me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's the thing. I didn't see that.
Nope.
The person that saw it would be the person that has yet to be around you long enough to know that this would be something.
Yep.
He's just why he's like, oh look, another fire. Okay.
Yeah, Shepard opens the door. Oh, Mr. Wood.
No, I was just gonna yell at him to check the news to see,
Oh,
the actual pyramid of fire.
yeah. He'll open the door and he'll be like, "Yeah, I saw that. I saw that earlier. That wasn't any of our boys. I'll tell you that right now."
No, I understand. I have great confidence that it wasn't any of you guys. I just wanted to come to make sure that that you enjoyed the show, because it's very rare to actually see something happen without you having to do it and having to be implicated in such scenario.
Did you have anything to do with it, Mr. Wood?
Oh, I for sure did not touch that.
All right.
I wasn't the one that paid for it. And I say that and I walk away.
Smooth.
But yeah, honestly, it's just at this point, it's just waiting for Andreas to get there, because I would imagine he would meet us at some point.
Yeah. Unless Andreas has other things to do when he wakes up.
No, I finally took care of one of our problems last night. I got to go brag about it.
Yeah. Yeah. So are you going to the apartment, or are you going to go try to find where Shepard hid the mobile base?
I'd probably head to the apartment.
Yeah. So it'll be like an hour after Erickson and Sam arrive that you'll hear the motorcycle in the parking lot.
Finally, it happened to me.
don't
Just start walking. I mean, I'm already wearing a loud guayabera at this point. It's just
Yeah, you are.
All right, so we are one problem less.
explain.
And new clues. Well, so this problem we have of our little doppelgangers running around imitating the members of my gang.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, flesh crafting. And
Yes.
fortunately they are poor imitations, and the current version of me is now dust on the ground.
Well, it
Oh,
tracks.
so you found? Wait, was he alone?
In the house, well, alone's a really, really no, he wasn't really alone. There weren't any other Canaanites there, but they were doing some sort of shit I haven't seen in about 43 years. Like molding people together as ghouls into something even big, monstrous, and nasty. So I put it out of its misery and took the house down with it.
Oh, the house fire on the news.
Probably.
Wait, there's a house fire on the news.
Yeah,
When
after
did
you
this
walked
happen?
out. After you walked out.
Oh, of course.
I made the news.
But of course.
But that tracks. Tucker is Zamisi.
Yeah, well, Tucker's pretty shitty at doing some of the imitations, so I don't know how good either their intel is on us or how good his skills are, because it looked like me at a distance, but it was one of those like there would have been you both would have known who to shoot immediately.
Yeah.
The thing in the basement, how many people do you suspect were making it?
Will, about how many heads did I count on that thing, or at least faces?
2.
Just 2?
Yeah,
Okay.
just a 2.
So 2,
So-
we know
Yeah,
one.
so at least just 2 full like merged together.
So that leaves what, 7 people?
With
9.
2 faces? I mean, no, 2 people.
No, I pull out the list.
Oh.
These are the missing people. I would assume that 2 of those were in the basement that you took care of.
Probably.
One of them he recognizes Fatima.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Fatima Singh is one of the names of the people that have been missing, that went missing in the last 6 months.
Right. So my concern is that he's going to be trying to put the rest of them into one. So that is a problem.
Yeah. Well, it kind of looks like they're trying to form several ones in different areas. If they have 2 in this one, unless you think they're all concentrated into one area, I feel like they're trying to split and gather more as they go along.
Well, I wouldn't. It's tough to say. I mean, I would imagine that the bigger and more people there are that comprise it, the stronger it is.
Mm-hmm. Past a certain point, it'll look kind of obvious, but so they may have them clustered into different smaller groups.
Correct. So.
Oh, well, and I actually open up the file and I show it over to Andreas. I'm like, yeah, you know those addresses in the ledger? Look who they all point to. And I'll bring up Elias Kaiser.
Nope.
Oh, this asshole.
The dead Malkavian.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, that's the part that I'm concerned about. He's dead.
Are we sure he's dead?
That's exactly what I mean. Like,
That
is
was
he
my
though?
question.
Yeah, I'm like this. This is Canine Society. I'm like, he's dead, but he's still pulling strings. Okay, he's either dead, somebody's got it, and somebody's wearing his skin, literally or figuratively, or he's not dead, and it's a fucking Malkavian, and it's just going to be that much harder to find.
Also, keep in mind that there are Zamiti who are far better at flesh crafting.
Oh yeah.
Yes, but I don't think Elias would have gotten help from.
I will remind.
We know.
It's been a while, so I will remind Andreas and Erickson that you saw Sasha Vikos diablerize Elias Kaiser.
Yes, like kill, like no,
I try,
kill.
I try
It's-
not to bring that up out loud on a regular basis.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that you guys remembered because I wasn't
Yeah.
sure if
Yeah,
that
this
was.
is
yeah.
this isn't memory. This is my character being reticent about some shit he witnessed that he
Okay.
probably should.
Just making sure.
Yeah.
As much as Erickson would love to talk about how she diablerized him,
Right?
I've already learned that too much information given so quickly and freely is not always a good idea.
You're right.
I mean, 1 out of 10. 1 out of 10, I go, wait, I'll stop.
Wait.
But I will say that Samitsi, I don't think the Samitsi we know would be helping him. But I honestly think that somebody posing as him, I can see that being a reality.
Yeah. No, I mean it's an easy shortcut to influence without actually having to kill anybody. I mean, got him out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a quick search of Elias, with your resources, of course,
Mhm.
Sam, could probably shed
Wait,
some light.
with your money, not my money.
With your...
No, I'll investigate the this King Brewery.
Oh, and also we forgot to tell you, the Baron wants to speak to us in 2 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, well, the
Just
he's leaving out some details.
yes, yeah, yes I am.
Clearly.
Yes I am.
Do we want to tell him the details?
No, yeah, no, of course.
So on our way back,
I'm drooling.
So on our way back to West Salem, we saw spotlights over by the old record store.
Mm-hmm.
When we investigated, there were a number of spotlights in the middle of the street just shooting up into the sky, making a big old ruckus.
Okay.
And there was someone drained and tied to the front store of the record to the front door of the record store
And staked.
and staked.
Instinct. Okay. Well, that wasn't me. So
No,
what the hell?
Oh no.
But wait.
No, this person wasn't on fire.
Yeah, but okay. So why did the Baron want to talk to us about that?
because we found it and pulled it down
Mhm.
and brought it to another associate, Johann.
Yeah, Sebastian
So.
Bach.
Johann Sebastian Bach, yes.
Goodness.
I am sincerely glad you didn't say that joke while we were there.
Yeah.
His sense of humor is 0.
Yeah.
Ah,
-5.
-5. Yeah.
Yeah, he was able to determine, well, one, that he wasn't a new embrace or even worse. It was dead. But it would appear that he was friends with your imposters. And they left him on our side of the river as a message.
Okay. Well, fuck them. A body for a body.
So yeah, that issue has been handled.
Oh well, we're gonna handle it. In
Well,
a couple hours.
that piece of the issue has been resolved.
Yeah.
With a, you can tell him what was used if you want, since you seemed excited about it.
What was used?
The instrument,
Let's
the tool.
just say, yeah. No, I'm not as excited as you think I am about that.
Oh, okay.
No, let's just say that wherever you slept, Andreas, is probably a much less stressful than where I was sleeping.
Well, probably. I sleep in the nice, cold, calm earth every day.
Yeah. This was not it. This was sleeping on a cot next to a torture chamber.
Perfectly comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's cozy. I spent about 3 years sleeping in a concentration camp. What do you want?
Yeah. Well,
I, I'm not
I don't
arguing
want
with you.
it. I
It
don't
ain't
want it.
comfortable. It ain't comfortable, I'll tell you that much.
But
So yeah, eventful evening.
oh, also it looks like our buddy Trash Cans was able to leave a message. I don't know if you've seen the news, but
I didn't hear
and I
about my own
imagine
news. What happened?
well it was in Kaiser, right? In a specific spot in Kaiser?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. In fact, when the news article, the news clip comes back on a different channel, Andreas will recognize that it is the hotel that he had his meeting with at.
Oh.
Apparently, he made a bike pyramid and lit it on fire.
And that was...
Well, you did pay for a helicopter, and he produced a helicopter.
I was
he did.
gonna...
He did.
Ooh. Man, that was probably the best. That's the most well spent money we've had so far.
I will tell you right now, Sam was the one that actually fronted that one. So
he delivered.
Right, I'm making you and Jimmy Trash Cans honorary free souls. I'm telling you.
Thank you. Johann will be ever
You'll be
excited.
You'll be the first one to be wearing the rockers on a suit jacket.
Erickson, you'll notice as Andreas is handling the pictures of the ledger, that one of the pages has a double-sided. There's an image on the back of one of them, and it just looks like it got like stuck together when it was printed up.
and so I go ahead, pick it up to look into it.
On the bottom, it just says King Brewery ? But it's a picture of the meadery where you found that little cell of hunters.
Where we found what in that cell of hunters, that was the one where was that? No, that was the. I'm thinking of. This was the most recent cell of hunters that we ran into, right?
No, this was a while back ago.
So this was during the raid.
This is back during Hyde's printship. So it's hard to keep track of all the places you set on fire, but this is one of them.
This is one of them. This just happened to be one of them.
No. It was down the street from the Albatross.
Which was also next to the place that we set on fire. Yes, that place.
Mm-hmm.
And then
not too far from the floor shop that you set on fire. On the other side of the city of the library you set on fire.
Yeah.
You know.
I know. It is plus the jail cell, plus
but that was way in the south, that jail cell, and that doesn't count.
That was way in the ink. Yeah, that doesn't count. If you actually look at it from like if you Google Earth it, if you back then and you look down, you'll be able to it actually spells out it actually spells out anarchs.
Yeah.
As we're writing through it.
Yeah.
He drew out a middle finger with burning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The anarchist symbol. Brujah. Just all the way through. But yeah, I obviously show that to that information I show that to Andreas.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, this is okay. So this is now bringing up even more questions.
Yeah.
Because it's a cell of hunters that's connected to King Distillery, which is what's connected to these houses from this ledger.
Well, was the location still in use as a brewery, or was it abandoned? They might have just been squatting.
The meadery.
It was closed down.
Yeah.
Because Hyde wanted to buy it.
This just raises even more concern and questions. And there was no connection as far as King Distillery. It's not connected to any other location other than it just so happens besides those addresses. Let's say, does King Distillery own any other property?
You'd have to go do some digging, but you could find out if King Distillery has other.
I anticipate knowing that by next episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have actually useful people on your payroll.
Many dog
Yeah, I know,
retainers
because
are very useful.
Mickey takes a while. Mickey takes a while to get me
Yeah.
my information.
Yep.
Yeah.
And now
That's
I
the
know
difference
why.
between contacts and retainers.
No, there's a difference between retainers and informants that spend too much time being an informant and giving me the information I need. And then one of these days, I'm gonna talk to Mickey. I'm like, hey, by the way, Mickey, when were you gonna tell me you were an informant?
All right.
Yeah.
You got anything in the past you want to bring up?
So is there something you want to tell me before I start talking? Just give you a chance. But yeah, where that meadery where that closed down, where is that at? Where was that at again?
On the strip, that main thoroughfare where the college kids kind of hang out.
Mm-hmm.
It was a big to do because Marcus wanted to buy it to expand his hold on the strip, but Hyde also wanted to encroach.
And we haven't heard yet as far as who's taking these territories, right? Because I know that there was a whole, like, since the passing of Manny Garza, things have been happening, and territories, I don't know if domains and territories have been split up yet.
There's been some splits, some divvying. It hasn't been confirmed, but everybody assumes that the strip belongs to Marcus.
So, the previous prince wanted that location. Marcus, the current primogen, also wanted it. Marcus is still around, and now is the de facto owner of the domain, the strip.
How far? And we're meeting the Baron where exactly again?
At her club. At her restaurant. Yeah. The Wicked and Divine.
How far is the Wicked and Divine from the location of where we met the Cell of Hunters?
Oh, it's like 35, 40 minutes away. Because you've got to go across the river into Salem proper.
Yeah.
The Wicked and
we
Divine
wouldn't be
is like
running into it
15 minutes from where you are right now.
Yeah, we wouldn't be, in other words, it's not on the way.
No.
It's out. We would have to go outside of the way in order.
Nope.
I think, given the information we know now, after we have this conversation with the Baron, I think that we should pay that area a visit. Is it a new photo? Is it an old photo? Can I tell if it's an older photo or is this
It's an old photo. This is like at least 2 years old. Because it still looks like it still looks like it's in use. You can see lights on, people, silhouettes inside, and some people smoking outside.
Okay. Before we leave, I'm gonna go to Trix. Just let Virginia know. Virginia, we're gonna be gone. We're gonna actually we don't know how long this will take, so most likely I may not run into you tonight.
Okay.
For the rest of the night. So what I want to tell you is see if you can happen to do some reconnaissance for me. Just pass by, not asking you to dig deep into the location, and I gave her the actual location on the strip,
Yep.
and just as a just glance, you can get some information if you can see what you see normally, and if you can, no, I'll see what other information we get from there. But yeah, if you can just do that for me, that'd be great.
Okay. Yeah. I'll go as soon as you leave.
Yeah. As they're talking, Mr. Barker,
hmm
I find myself in these current nights in need of some more effective personal protection.
What kind of damage are you looking to do?
I'm mostly familiar with small caliber handguns.
All right, well, here, let's get you started. Well, it passed one of my start off just passing one of my 45s.
Okay.
Oh, I was okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
I was expecting a cardboard with a menu on it or something.
No. We can handle. I mean, that's just what I have on me right now. I mean, if we get back in touch with more members of my gang, of course, I can get stuff pipelined to you. But the sooner you got protection in your hand, the more alive I'll be too. So, for now, consider this
a consideration.
Yeah, consider it a gift. It's of no particular sentimental value to me. So, use it wisely.
45. All right, this will do some damage.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. God bless the 1911.
Nope. But you guys take off just before midnight, and the Trix takes off as well. You get to the Wicked and the Vine, and you can just see the attempt at hiding the opulence that is this place, because I don't think Sam has been here. But there is this bundle of grapes that just have the two kind of satanic horns. The grapes are all shades of purple neon. The horns are red. And every time that it says that the wicked blinks into existence, the horns light up as well. And then as the vine comes up, it'll be the full kind of grapes and horn combination.
Sam internally throws up.
But you will walk in, and if Erickson could give me a willpower roll.
Oh my god, did they put a big ass cross there? What's going on?
There are motifs of crosses everywhere on the entrance.
Ah, fuck.
And even the
right.
podium looks like a cross.
Oh.
Full on Ace Ventura in the lovely room of death. Just
So what's the roll again?
Willpower.
So that's 4 die.
Yo.
Great. 2, and I would also count that as hunger, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
There's no hunger dice on this.
8, 7, 6, and a 1.
Okay. You've been here before, so you know the type of bullshit that Yvette does. And this makes you stop in your tracks for just a second. But it is on either side of you, there are just these crosses with what looks to be different deities dedicated to mirth and wine and things like that. And you'll see that there's little like strips of neon that kind of blink into existence and out of existence. But in front of each of these little lines of neon are stylized writings of those different gods. Like Dionysus is the one that you'll recognize. But you do see Jesus Christ. And across the horizontal bar of the cross that is the podium, it just says, "And then Jesus turned their water into wine." super scripty, like fancy calligraphy.
This feels like a Sims 4 build.
See what's not the thing on this.
And the young woman at the hostess, the hostess just kind of smiles. Mr. Wood and company, we've been waiting for you.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, you can literally. Yes. We've been summoned to see the the Baron.
Baron requested our presence.
And you'll see that there's people in the main kind of room. You can smell the wine, and you can smell the little finger foods that they've been munching on. But she smiles as she takes a menu and goes, "Follow me, please," and takes you to a side stairway. And again, once you get upstairs, you'll see that every room has a different motif. There's a Japanese room with the rice paper walls. There's the old kind of Gaelic room that looks almost like Stonehenge, like just stones built on top of each other like monoliths. But she takes you to a room just off the side of the main room that leads to what you know is the conference room. But she smiles and opens the door for you. She's like, hands you the menu. Enjoy yourselves, please.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Does the menu also have a cross on it?
No.
Okay.
No, because you are in the Sistine room, and walking into the room, you'll see that there's this vaulted ceiling that has a miniature version of the full Sistine Chapel on it, and there's just this feeling of being in a church.
Seems Italian, so he's used to it.
You know, if it wasn't for the fact that I'm undead, I would be sweating right now. I'd be very moist right now, everywhere.
Like,
because
part of Andreas wants to be like just right here on him, just like, you okay? You doing all right?
No, it's more like he's like this, and he's doing that, and I'm just like, you already know. This is pissing me off. Stop it.
And after a few minutes,
I wouldn't be.
After a few minutes, you'll hear some shuffling outside, and then the very familiar voice, "Please, please, do not rush it. I would like this to be enjoyed." And the doors open, and you see what looks like two little boys coming in with those sensors, just kind of letting them flow back and forth. You can smell the incense, and you'll see there is a priest that comes in holding this very large Bible with a cross on it. If Erickson can make another willpower roll.
God, I hate this so much. Not a single one above a 5.
You fly backwards to the far end of the room.
Yep.
And you're not even
like my head is buried into the corner.
Yep. You can't
of
even
the
look.
room. Like,
can't even look at her.
Yep. This is great. Yep. Thanks for inviting us. I appreciate it.
The dog that tore apart a pillow when his owner was away.
Yep. Andreas and Sam will see the little boys kind of stand on either side of the priest, and then as the priest kind of clears his throat to say something, instead you'll see him get on his knees, bend over like a dog, and the Baron, Yvette Morrison, will walk in this very stylized dress that looks like it's mimicking the Pope. But she'll come over and she'll just sit on top of the priest. Gentlemen, I am so glad that you could come.
When you were summoned by the Baron.
If you go over my shoulder and Erickson real quick, the pleasure's ours, I guess.
You know, is the now because the cross was on his gown that he was wearing, right?
Mm-hmm. And the Bible.
And now that he's bent over, I imagine the Bible's also on the floor.
It is, yes. So you could turn around to see the opulence of the room.
Yeah. I thank you, Baron, for seeing us. I didn't real. A lot's changed since I've been here.
Yes, you are still dealing with the issues of God, I see.
Yeah, you can say that. Just I've had to deal with it in my former life. I don't have to think too much about it. I don't want to think too much about it in my own life.
You don't need to roll to see just how much he's enjoying this moment.
Mm-hmm. No, I know.
She goes, an associate of yours has called out to me, Johann, said that you were instrumental in handling a situation. I would like to thank you.
You're most welcome. It was trouble for everybody.
It was. It very well was. I feel that you have done so much for the tower. And yet, this is the first time that you have done anything here. That must be rewarded, yes?
And how do you propose you would do that?
I cannot just give away anything. You must prove that you deserve it. I am prepared to give you domain.
That's
But you must take it. You must take it for yourselves. And you see this wicked grin.
So, who occupies this domain?
Oh, it has been unoccupied for some time, but it is a place that I think you are familiar with, Mr. Wood. Please come closer. Come. So far away.
I take one whole step forward.
It takes every fiber of your being to push yourself off of the wall.
Mm-hmm.
You are familiar with Gansa's storage, yes? It is near
Gunther's
the
storage, yes,
it is
of
near the
course.
bridge. It would give you access. I'm prepared to give this to you.
You're prepared to give us Gunther's storage?
Yes, the area around it as well. That would be your domain.
I'm confused. Isn't that Otis King's?
It was.
Interesting word was. Why was?
No. Mr. King is across the river now. He does not have a presence here anymore. Let us remind
He
him
doesn't know.
of his place.
Are we the only ones that you're offering this domain to, since you say we have to take it for ourselves? I imagine there's somebody else that you've spoken with about this?
No. I will exclaim, if you take it, that it is yours. And so if someone else would like to expand, they would have to take it up with you, of course.
So, I'm assuming Mr. King assumes it's still his. Which means we probably will need to speak to his prince-ship. And let him know
Yeah.
that it will be ours going forward.
I have heard that you spend so much time across the river, Mr. Woods, that I figured this would fit into your excursions.
I still have a boon for Yvette Morrison, right?
You do. You do have a boon.
She doesn't know that I have that, though, does she?
No. Because she
I've
gave
never
it.
brought that up to
She
her.
gave it to your sire.
She gave it to my sire, which now has become mine.
Mm-hmm.
You've been so hospitable, and I say that gritting my teeth. You've been so hospitable towards us. I would want to offer in kind with some information. You see, as you know, my sire is no longer with us. So
A great loss.
that means that, you know, her property was handed over to me by law. That includes her boons. And I stared her dead in the eye. That includes her boons.
You wish to claim the boon that I had given to your sire. That is very bold, Mr. Wood.
I'm just saying that I just wanted to bring to your attention that now I have this said boon along with others. And that I appreciate you being forward and being so generous in providing us this domain. Granted, we take it. But should, in the process of claiming said domain, we run into some turbulence, I just wanted to let you know I may want to reach out at some point.
You are very shrewd, Mr. Wood.
I mean, I'm a lot of things. I guess shrewd is also one of them.
She stands up and she kicks the priest. And the boys and the priest leave the room. Do pass on once you have taken this domain for yourselves. I have plans that might include you, should you prove as useful as you have been so far.
Does it sound at all sarcastic when she says that line to us?
Not at all.
Okay.
Can we just do a sus check?
You could, yeah, if you want to.
What do you
Let's do wits and insight.
I would also like to check this.
Yeah, go ahead.
specialty of detect lies?
Yeah, add that.
Ooh.
You could die for that.
Oh, I thought you said you could die for that. I was like, what? Wait,
Yeah.
what? What?
How dare
Excuse
you
me?
inspect lies?
Excuse me, what?
If it's diff 6, I got 2 successes.
Okay.
Yeah, 3 7s and a 6, so 4.
Yeah, there is no with how mean she's been in her commentary. This is not that level. This is as sincere as you can imagine her being. Like, she knows she's a monster, and she comes off as a monster, but this is the most human thing that's come out of her mouth.
I didn't realize you were getting so soft around us.
Oh. It's not softness, Mr. Wood. It's observance.
She knows people.
Johann spoke highly of you. I must take his advice under consideration. Oh,
Of course.
and his child
take it-
has taken a shine to you, so I must assume that it means something. And now you will see that monster again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There it is.
But that is all. You may have a good night. And she walks out.
Actually,
And as she walks out, I see under my roof, I go, I hate all these goddamn crosses.
let's get out of here before we speak.
Yes, of course. No, I literally just start walking out. And I look around for Andreas. I'm like, where? Oh, there he is.
Not invisible
There he
for
is.
He probably fell asleep.
Yeah. Oh, crosses?
What's all this talking?
Oh, this sucking.
As you make your way to the stairway, you will hear a clap, like a double clap downstairs, and you'll hear shuffling. And as you're around the corner to take the stairs down to the first floor, you'll see that there's just maybe 4 servers on either side of the stairs, between the stairs and the exit, that are just holding up these large pikes with ornate crosses on top of them. Make another willpower check, please.
Oh my god.
Oh my
I'm
God.
shipping her and Jimmy trash cans.
You like saying things out of the side of your mouth in front of a Toreador.
Yep. Oh, 666.
Okay. It's obnoxious, and again, you have that moment where you stop at the top of the stairs. But she's smiling at the hostess podium with the hostess, and just kind of gracefully bows.
I look up at her as we're getting close towards the bottom of the stairs, and I just mouth out, if she can hear me, how much are these cross? Is this cross? Like, I'm pointing at the cross that I'm right next to.
Yeah. And as you're walking by the podium, she just hands you a little folded piece of paper.
If this turns into a cross, that's exactly what I say. If I open this up and it just goes,
It's just a cross with a middle finger in the middle of it.
thanks for coming to the wicked and divine.
Yeah. But no, if you open it, there is a figure. And just for each one, it's maybe like $400.
Okay. Wait, what is inside the envelope? What is inside the paper again? I'm sorry.
Just a figure. The $sign 400 and then EA.
I go into my pocket and I take out 4 $100 bills and I snap just one of those things. And I hand it to the guy that's holding it. I'm like, here you go.
Yeah. You see the people that were just kind of vibing, drinking wine and eating in the main common area just kind of look at you do that, and all of them just stand up and clap.
Bastards. They were expecting this to happen. There's all of a sudden, like, on the other side of the room, a board falls and he goes, all right, how long did it take for him to break something here? All right. Who got to the bottom? Who got to the bottom of the stairs? All right, Jerry won tonight's poll.
Yeah. But you hear in the background such vibrant performances in this experimental theater show. I love it.
Experimental theater.
I'm fuming to the point I just Wait till I go outside. I chuck this like a boomerang, just like.
Are those are the little like what is it the kids with the incense still like swinging it around, walking around that place, or what?
they're gone.
They're gone. Just checking. I'll save that parting shot for another time.
We're in the wicked and divine, so I was depending on how much this was gonna go, I was gonna do Spark of Rage just to have everybody in the place go crazy. But again, 1 out of 10. I am not.
Yeah.
I know this is not the place to do that.
Yeah, and clearly you got a history with this person that I don't have, so I don't want to antagonize. I don't want to antagonize shit too badly for you.
Mm-hmm. I said one too many things in front of this person, and
bet.
it is now literally bit me in the ass up until this point.
If it helps, she also acts this way in front of Ivory and her coterie, so not just you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so is somebody else there? Does she also realize a weakness of somebody and exploit it to the point that she does to me? 'Cause
Yep.
that's what I feel like. Okay.
Yeah, she does.
Okay, good. Okay, good. At least I'm not alone.
No.
Great. I wait till we get in the car, obviously.
No.
We can. I'm assuming you took his bike, so we can lean in the window if you want.
Yep.
Or sit in front if you want. For now.
Oh yeah, with Lucas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Man, you guys drive off.
Okay, so obviously she wants to start some kind of hostility between us and Otis King.
Yeah, you think?
I have to say, I have limited interaction with her and you all. But she specifically mentioned that you do a lot of work on the other side of the river. So that probably is going across her ass sideways.
Didn't realize that would put a bee in her bonnet, but apparently it does.
Or it may be something personal with Otis. And she's putting us in the middle of it.
I'm trying to recall back on something that before, because obviously when the whole thing that happened with Hyde, leading up to him becoming Prince, then the whole thing, like I'm trying to connect any kind of dots that would have had her any reason to be upset or scorn Otis King.
No, because even Hyde, when Hyde was Prince, she wasn't Baron.
Right.
It was Grant Reynolds. It was only after King took over that she put her bid in for Baron, and once Grant was reinstated as his Templar title in the Sabbat.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, the only way that we're gonna find out is if we talk to Otis. I don't know how he would take this information, though.
The only person she would have any issue with is probably Grant Reynolds, because even with when Geraldine was Prince, she had taken the Baron title, but she wasn't an actual Baron. Like she was just Baron in name.
And she would have an issue, but having an issue with Graham Reynolds.
After her Challenger was destroyed, though, like she separated herself from power, focused on her bar.
Well, we won't know until we talk to him. So,
Andreas, You know him as well as I do. I don't know how he's going to take this.
About the only kindness he'd take out of this is the fact that we're trying to go talk to him instead of just jumping into this with both feet and then trying to talk him out of it afterwards. So,
So he's at Elysium on Fridays, correct?
I mean, we haven't been to those very often, but yes, that's been the last one that we went to.
And if I recall, that is actually Miss Larson's establishment, correct?
mm-hmm.
The Dance Nocturne.
Well, that's as good a place as any. I mean, he won't, if we're at Elysium, he won't outright murder us.
Oh yeah, and we also met Ivory Larson's sire.
Mm-hmm.
Which that's something because I'm trying to tell Andreas that now because I don't think Andreas was there when we had. Yeah, you did.
Yeah, he came in. Yeah, he came in. We had a meeting.
He came in.
He employed me to investigate Ventru, who are harassing Miss Larson.
Okay.
So,
I'm trying to recall if I ever asked you any Ventru in particular, or just Ventru.
That's the thing. He didn't have names. It was just a group of Ventru, which would be weird because that would be Otis's clan, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So unless they're from, well, I won't say this out loud in polite company, unless they're from the other side of the outside the tower, as it were. They would be at least nominally under his direction, because there's no Ventru Primogen, correct? He's both. He is the prince and the Primogen. Okay.
There's no Ventru seat.
So just.
Do you think we should try to meet him before Elysium then? Or you think we should meet him on Elysium?
At least that way it'll be as level a playing ground as it can be.
Mm-hmm.
The little bit of information that you have gathered, Sam, is that there are only 3 other Ventru in the city.
Which is kind of odd.
Why is that odd?
It's because Chicago's lousy with them. Like, if there's a big city or even a mid-sized city like this, this is their bread and butter. They show up, they buy people, they buy places, and then they own the place.
Given from when we started from a year and a half ago till now, have I noticed do we see a decline in Ventru?
Well, there's not been an increase or decrease. There was 2 more. Because Hyde, when Hyde was prince, he had a Primogen.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, no.
Interesting.
Was he Ventru? Was Hyde Ventru?
Hyde was Ventru.
Okay.
Yep. Yep. Otis hasn't given anybody permission to create.
That was my next question. What's the current?
The last person that was given creation abilities was Tulip.
And let's see. I have this information somewhere.
Yep. Tulip.
Tulip is the harpy. No. Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Nosferatu.
Yeah. Tulip and I go way back.
Mm-hmm. Best buds.
Mm-hmm. Yep. he's obviously where Otis would be at across the river at the club that he would normally hang out in.
Mhm.
How far is that from where we're at currently? That because it's already what 1 o'clock, 1:30 in the morning.
It's closer to 1 than anything else.
Do you really think? Because you're investigating Tremere, do you have any feeling that it would be Otis that's in the center of this that you're trying to look for, or do you think that it's similar to what's been happening to myself and Andreas over here?
Given what I know about the numbers of them, no. If he is, it's through an intermediary, but that's typical Ventru nonsense.
That's the part that I'm concerned about is they're saying that you're being tasked to find this Ventru. We already know there's only
A handful.
that we know of a handful.
Mhm.
And all the Ventru is like all the Ventru are in Salem, are being governed by Otis King, right?
Mhm.
Because they're all on his side. Yeah.
They're
So
all
if you
Tower
want to,
Ventru.
yeah. So yeah.
So I think
You
we
wanna
need to
get
speak to Miss Larson and see if we can get some details on these this group event.
Yeah.
Ventru.
Aside from Sam and Johann, there's only one other Ventru on this side of the river, which is Gustav.
Which is Gustav.
They call him the Vault.
Yeah. Fun. Well, wasn't there a Gustav that was also a Baron at one point? Well, I'm thinking of somebody else.
No, he was part of Yvette's group. One of his counselors.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, the Council of
I
Barons.
wrote something like that. Yeah. I think we can get all of this resolved in Elysium because we can reach out to all of these branches
Right.
at one
and
time.
It'll give my people enough time to dig up what they can.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to see if I can get some information as well from what I can gather. And then, Andreas, I would probably say that we should be ready for anything, even if it is Elysium.
You might want to have your ghoul check out the meadery during the day.
Of course.
Yes, that's what I wanted her to do during the day is to go through it. But I imagine if it's closed out, I don't want her to go in there.
No.
Well, just pass through. Let me see. Like, today, what day is today currently in the game?
Tuesday.
So
What if we send Shepard with
rather-
her to security?
Yeah. Yeah, I would want to see if they can at least stake it out for a couple of days, go through it for the next couple of days to see if there's any changes, anybody going in and out. And if there is something there, what exactly is there?
Hmm?
But yeah, as long as Elysium's not surrounded by crosses, I'll be fine, guys. That's exactly what I would not put it past the Baron to next time I see her literally be in just patchwork crosses all throughout her dress, but sorry.
That's all right.
We'll see.
Kind of debating whether I should set up some weapon caches around Elysium, but that'll be a little too obvious, like even days before.
No, I mean we haven't had any problem having it on ourselves going into Elysium as long as we don't use it. The last time I checked.
You know me. I'm talking about the special toys, the ones you bring out for the big guests. But
Mm-hmm.
and actually keeping it compact will probably be smarter.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it. You know, I've always wondered. I've seen, that movie that came out recently. What is it called? It's Quest for something. It was talking about the tipped hat, the crown. It's with knights. And they use this thing called a holy hand grenade. Now I imagine it's facetious, but is that possible?
I didn't know Erickson was a fan of Monty Python.
Sam isn't justifying this with a response.
Yeah,
It's not justifying this.
I mean,
They're letting the Brujah watch TV now at night. They're literally just
more than a couple times back in the service, we would have the chaplain bless the grenades before we threw them, but I don't know if that had any cumulative effect. We just thought it was funny.
Yeah.
But at least on a serious note, though, her giving us domain is a big step.
Yeah, which is what I'm worried about.
You're worried about it. I can only visit it like once a week.
I mean, yeah, it's like this isn't this is our existence. It's constant favor trade.
Yeah, let's just see how Otis takes it when we give him the good news, I guess.
Unless he's going to declare war on the Anarchs over a small piece of property.
You'd be surprised what people would do for power, sir. Any little bit.
Oh no, I am well versed. But thank you. What
I love is that Andreas and Sam are the same people. It's just when handling Erickson, they just do it in different, like it's just the style. It's just, one person's just abruptly like, no, fuck that, fuck you talking about. Sam's like, yeah, okay, sure. Both means no.
We're taking turns being good conscience, bad conscience, but
yeah.
Yep.
No, welcome, because we haven't had a moral compass in God knows how long.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not good for you guys.
Yeah. But as you
we're being wound up and fired and just launched at the enemy at every chance possible.
Every chance. As you guys prepare yourselves for the Elysium on Friday, I think this is a good point to call it for tonight. Ooh, good work, everybody. Look at you, not setting anything on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Even when presented with the Sistine Chapel. We're proud of you as growth.
No. Oh, I can't wait to look back at the video. I can't wait to look back at the stream to see my face, because I'm just like, please.
Yep.
Stop.
It's true.
This is a trigger. I've been triggered.
Yeah, for real.
Just letting you know I've been triggered.
But thank you, boys, for coming back for this. And thank you to the audience for joining us as always. Let me give you guys a chance to plug whatever you're into. So we'll start with you, Kenny. What are you up to? And where can people find you online if you want to be found?
Well, you can find me on personally on social media as Mr. _ with the underscore in between each word. If I have said that I've wanted to actually live stream me playing Expedition 33, but I have been so engrossed in this game that I forget that I should be just recording it. Because
Everything
I yell at
content.
this game a lot. I yell at this game a lot. Like, I yell at it. Not because of anything, just because I can't press the button fast enough. That's essentially the best way I could describe it.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, you can find me as a pirate, vampire, sometimes a bird, never a bee. But you can find me on Ravnos Archon, during the other streams that are here. And if you like music from the 90s, the alternative music from the if you like 90s alternative from the night music, you can reach out to Spotify and see us on there. Black Cat Miami. Check it out. Oh, thanks for mom and dad for watching.
Yeah.
There's more people that watch it. I just know my parents are more consistent with it, so
Yeah, for
I
real.
have to give them a shout out.
I appreciate them. Eric, what are you up to? Where can people find you online if you want to be found?
No, not trying to be found right now. I'm just trying to get my house ready to have 2 kids. So just
Yeah.
everything is offline construction shit right now.
Nice. And then Tara, where can people find you online and what are you up to?
Actually, kind of late right now. We just finished up Mage in spectacular fashion last Wednesday, and we also finished up Chicago Hidden City as season 1, both season 1 actually.
Yeah.
On Saturday. So right now you can find me here in Salem or in ancient kind of Japan on Thursdays.
Yeah, it's true. Like this Thursday.
Like this Thursday.
But yeah. Thank you guys for coming back. As always, we do Vampire the Masquerade here on Mondays. Tuesdays are for Scion First Edition or Werewolf the Wild West, and Thursdays are for Legend of the Five Rings or 7th Sea. You can catch me over at McStabber Studios, where I did run the first season of Mage. I have appeared on their Friday stream, and I will be appearing for the foreseeable future on their Friday stream as Rurik Cozy. And sometimes, you know, if there's other things that are around, I will try to invade them as gently as possible. But as always, we take mental health on the channel very serious. So please, if you feel like you need help and you're watching live, there are phone numbers going up in our Twitch chat. They'll be in the description box if you're watching on YouTube. But just know that there are trained people out there who want to help you. So if you feel like you need help, please know that there are people out there. If you're not in the United States or you don't do well with phone calls or text messages, you can go to findthehelpline.com. That will also be in the description box if you're watching on YouTube, just to help you find the resources nearest you, because shit is dark out here, especially if you are in the United States, like the majority of us are on the channel. Shit's rough. So please know that there are resources out there, and there are people out there who want to help you. And taking that first step is always going to be the hardest, but just know that on the other side, you will still be around, and that's fantastic. Because everyone is not an island, and sometimes we do need help from other people. So thank you guys again for joining us. Please be safe. We will see you when we see you. Have a good night, everybody. Bye.